you should be able to see your
Yeah.
resume.
Yeah, I
Just
can
help
able to
me
see.
take me through your learning journey and
Mm-hmm.
what sort of skills you have and how many years of experience you have, some basic information about yourself, and then we can discuss the interview part after that.
Okay, sir. First of all, thank you for giving this opportunity to introduce myself. My name is Archana. I am basically from Davangere. I did my graduation in BE Computer Science from Davangere only. Currently, I am working as a DevOps engineer in APS, my company. I have 2 years of experience in on AWS and DevOps, sir. Then I am certified with AWS Associate also. I know the services like in AWS, EC2 instances, S3, GitHub, Jenkins, Maven tools, and VPC, IAM roles also, and Elastic Beanstalk, load balancer, auto scaling. This is the service I know about this, sir.
Okay, so you have 2 years of experience. Can
Yes, yes,
you
yeah.
uh, do you use any sort of Git repository in your
Yes, yes, yes.
environment?
Yeah, in my project we are using Git repository to store the code. What are the develop the code, right? We are
Mhm.
using that Git repository and GitHub also, sir.
And uh, what sort of commands do you use? Have you used you would have used to pull repository, push.
Yes, yes, we are used to git add command also, git push, git pull. For pushing the local codes to the remote repository, we are using the git push command. We are using also to clone the repository from the remote repository. We are using the git pull command to local machine. We are
Any
downloading
other
the codes.
command, like these are 4 or 5 basic commands people typically use,
Git,
but
yeah, yeah. In our in my office, in my company, we are developing some intro project also I worked on. In that,
Mhm.
I have developed the code also. For that, we are using Git branches also. We have created a Git branch. On that branch, I am working on this.
Okay, how do you merge your branch with the master or main branch?
Uh, Git Git pull merge origin main is the command to pull the to merge the branch to the main branch.
Okay, uh, okay. I'm looking at you. You know a lot of AWS services. Is it
Yes,
just
yes.
based on your certification, or have you also worked on them?
No, no. I worked on this services.
Okay. Uh, you have mentioned in your resume about.
Mm-hmm.
I was just going through it. You mentioned about creating subnets, public and how do you create these subnets? Do you go to console and do it, or you using any tool or
No,
technology to
no.
do it?
In the AWS consular, we are creating the subnet, VPC, row table. These are the things we are using.
Do you not use Terraform or
No, no, no.
any?
Currently, I am ongoing with Terraform, Kubernetes, and Ansible. I am currently working on this.
You are working on them,
Yeah.
but you said you do it on AWS uh, console.
In console only we are doing manually. We are doing that one.
Okay. So what
Mm.
is the difference between public subnet and private subnet? You said public networks and private sub networks.
Yeah.
What is the difference?
We are using public subnet means it we divide the larger network into smaller network. In we
Mhm.
have different two types of subnet, that is the public subnet and the private subnet. But by using public subnet, we can access the EC2 instances through IP address.
Mhm.
Mm.
And in the private subnet, we cannot do that.
We can do by using elastic IP address.
Okay. And is it fine to assign elastic IP address to a private instance?
As we can assign.
You mentioned about elastic beanstalk as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Are you using that in your environment?
Yes, yes, we are using Why we are using means in order to run the application, use developer can only upload the code to the elastic builder without worrying about the infrastructure. It will manage all this kind of infrastructure.
Uh, have you installed any application on Beanstalk?
Yes, some sample of code we are updated that one.
Sorry, which code you said?
Sample code.
Oh, okay. Not the real
Mm.
production
No,
kind
no,
of
no, no, no,
application.
no, no. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And tell me about little bit about load balancers. How many types of load balancers are there, and have you used them?
Yeah, yes, yes. In my project, we are using the load balancer. What it means, it will direct it. Load balancer means it will load the client request to the EC2 instances equally. In load balancer, we have three types of load balancer. That is classic load balancer, application load balancer, and the network load balancer. Classic load balancer, it will send the client request to the EC2 instance equally, whereas in application load balancer it will send a specific request to the specific web browser. In network load balancer it will run the multiple of web requests, but per second it will do that.
Sorry, per second it will do.
Yeah.
What does it mean?
Millions of requests will come from the user, right?
Okay.
That will handle by the network load balancer.
Okay. So if the requests are in million of users or very large number of requests, then we should use network load
Network
balancer.
load balancer. Yeah.
Okay. And if the number of requests are not massive, then we use application load balancer.
Load balancer.
And if what about classic load balancer?
Not more than just it will do equally distributed. For example, we have 10 to 10 server, right? For
So
that we are
so the application load balancer and network load balancer, do they not distribute equally?
they will do the equally, but whereas in application load balancer, it will a specific it will redirect the specific address to the specific web browser.
Okay. Specific web browser. Can you give an example?
For example, if you want to browse the www.google.com means for like gmail.com means instead of going to the home page, it will directly redirect the page into the gmail.com. Like this, it will work.
Okay. Okay. You mentioned about Route 53 as well. What's
Yes,
your
yes.
experience? What is that service?
Route 53 means in the Route 53 we are using DNS. It means domain name system. In the
Mhm.
domain name, human cannot understand the machine language. That is IP address, right? That why we are using the DNS. It will
Okay.
convert the domain name into IP address and IP address into domain name.
Mhm.
In Route 53, we are registered our domain name. For example, we are using GoDaddy, right? Browser is there. GoDaddy website is there.
Mhm.
In this we are registering our website. For example, if we start up one company means we are doing the some website, right? For that we are registering. In this we have ns record, that is we are all using.
Okay. What is A record and C name?
A record means is the address line. For that we are adding the what are the matrices we need to add, that one we can also add in the c name, a address.
Do you know the difference between these two record types?
No sir.
Do you know GitOps?
Yeah.
What is GitOps?
GitHub.
Yeah.
You're asking. Yeah, GitHub is a remote repository where when the developer will develop the code, develop the application means he has to uh, push the code to the some remote repository. In the GitHub repository, we are storing the code.
That is GitHub, right?
Yeah.
Why I'm asking GitOps, like
Git.
DevOps.
Oh, you're asking DevOps. Yeah. Okay. In DevOps, I know the tools like GitHub, Jenkins, Maven, Docker. These are the tools I know about this one.
Docker, what's your experience with Docker?
Uh, Docker, I worked on this Docker in my project also. In Docker means Docker is a containerization tools. With the use of Docker container, we can run the application. In the Docker, we can create a Docker file, Docker container. In the Docker, we have Docker network, Docker compose. These are the tools I use.
What problem does Docker or containerization solves?
Docker, for example, in the for example, by using we can create n number of Docker container. In the, for example, I will give right. If we install the Jenkins right in the event server, it will require first we need to install the Java and we have to set the Java path, home path. These are the kinds we need to do in the Ubuntu. Instead of using, if we use the Docker means, unless without using this instruction, we can directly pull the Jenkins. It will do the all these operations.
So these are predefined, prepackaged.
Yeah, predefined. Yeah, we are
Okay.
using Docker pull command. In the Docker pull command, we can download the image. What are the image we need? Like this, it will work.
Where are you storing your Docker images?
Docker images, it will store in the where.lib dot in the Docker. We have some path is the Docker. In this place, we will store the Docker images.
When you say Docker pull, where
Yes,
does
yes.
it pull from?
It will from the Docker hub repository. We are remote repository. Public repository is the Docker hub. In the Docker hub, we have contained multiple of Docker images. From this Docker hub, we are pulling the Docker images. We have multiple Docker images.
So you are publishing them to private account in Docker
Private
Hub?
account.
Okay.
Private account.
How do you authenticate to Docker Hub?
We have Docker login is the command, right?
Okay.
By
Okay.
using Docker login, we can give our username, password. By using this Docker login command, we can connect to the Docker hub.
Okay. Can you give me like some example of a Docker file if you have
Yes,
created?
yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir. I have created a Docker file by own also. A Docker file is like a text file. In the Docker file, we can create a number of steps. For example, from means is the base image. What the base image we are using. For example, from CentOS means or Ubuntu, it is the base image. In the Docker file, we can also write add instruction also, and also the if you want to execute the some command like run a m install htp means it will download the apache command also. By using docker build -it with the image command, it will it will create a docker image.
Okay. So if you have to copy certain files, you can.
Yes, yes, we can do by using the copy command. We can do the
Hmm, okay. Uh, and how do you expose the application that you have developed in the.
yeah. In the docker file, we can have a command like expose command is there. By using this, we can export our docker container.
Okay. So if, say, for example, you have more than one Docker container running on one machine,
Mm-hmm.
how will the traffic gets routed to those containers from outside? Any idea how they get deployed?
Sorry, sir. Can you repeat that?
How those Docker containers are deployed? Like any idea on deployment side of container?
Deployment.
How do you deploy the Docker containers? So you
Deployment.
pull that Docker image on your
Okay.
laptop,
Okay. Mm-hmm.
but you don't host your applications on your laptop, right? You host your application somewhere else. Where do
Mm-hmm.
you host that in some container environment?
Yes, it's in Docker container also, right?
Okay. So do you use any Kubernetes environment or where do you host this application?
Oh, we're using Kubernetes for that production environment. We don't have using the Docker Compose. Instead of some limitation, we are using Kubernetes.
Okay. And do you have experience with Kubernetes as well?
No, sir. Currently, I am ongoing with the Kubernetes tutorials.
Okay. So
Mm.
are you involved in building the Docker images in your company?
Yes,
Are you
sir.
build
Yes, sir. Yes, yes, yes.
You have mentioned a lot of these security tools, Thread
Yeah.
Stack, CrowdStrike,
Yes,
Rapid7.
yes. In my project, we are recently I am working on the SAVAS project, that is Practice Generator Application project. In that project, we are integrated these are the security tools with my AWS account.
So what does Rapid7 does?
Uh, it will uh, it will avoid the malicious activities from the hackers like this. It will do. We are integrated with the help of senior DevOps engineer. We are that one.
Okay, okay, cool. What are roles in AWS?
I am in IMM. We are I am a user. I am a roles are there. Roles means we are creating some roles to access the AWS resources. For that, we are creating the roles for the user. In the roles, we can also add the policies also for that user we are creating.
What are they used for?
Sorry, sir.
Roles? What are roles used for?
In order to access for the AWS services.
Okay. Have you used any or monitoring tool in your environment?
Yes, yes, sir. We are in my project. We are using CloudWatch and Datadog also. We are used. Well, in one project we are using CloudWatch. In another project we are using Datadog.
Mhm.
CloudWatch means it's a AWS resources. Why we are using means it will monitor the all the AWS resources in our account. What are the things are going on in this? We are creating the metrics, events, logs. We are also using CloudWatch.
And tell me about Datadog. How is that different from CloudWatch?
Datadog is a different from same like, but it will collect all the metrics is about
Mhm.
like CPU utilization, memory utilization. It will display the all the utilization in the Datadog dashboards.
But can
We
CloudWatch
are in
not do that?
yes, yes, it will also do. It will send like in the log form. In By using AWS System Manager, we are integrated AWS my AWS account with Datadog.
How you use System Manager in this?
In the AWS system, we are creating some document. In the document, we are giving the some code like AWS reason and what are the reason we are using, and we have to run that by using the some. We have to create for the some role also in the XML file we are creating, and we are just running, and it will automatically integrated this.
You did not integrate these tools, right?
Yes, yes, we are doing this one.
Okay. How Datadog gets access to the logs through that role?
Yes, sir, roles.
What kind of permissions have you given there?
uh, I have created some ECT instances. In the ECT, what are the CPU utilization, memory utilization? I have done that one.
Okay. Does Datadog comes with some agent also?
Yes, yes, Datadog agent also. For installing Datadog, we need to install some Datadog agent for that one.
Which operating system you use on the EC2 instances?
I have used on Ubuntu, Linux, and Windows also.
Okay. So one, if you run some command like app update your
Mm-hmm.
operating system, what happens with that command?
App it will if we give app get hyphen update means it will update the what are the package we need to it will update that one.
Which packages?
If we give for example app get HTTP means it will install the Apache server. If we give app install duplicate means it will install the duplicate command in order to download the some of the files we use in duplicate for that it will work
Mhm. But with app update, you will update all the packages.
by using update command app get update.
Okay. Any security tool you are using in the pipeline? Because all these are um, infra related tools that you have mentioned. Anything you are using in the pipelines, in your container pipeline or
Say, I know about the web application firewall, some, but I'm not worked on this.
Mhm.
I know about this web application firewall, that is web.
Yeah.
And for in AWS, we are using security group for the security purpose also.
Any tool that you are using in your DevSec, in your DevOps pipelines?
No, sir, I don't have any
Any
idea about
code
it.
quality checks you are doing?
For SonarQube, we are using in our project. For code quality, code coverage, we'll get the report on
Have
that.
you used SonarQube?
SS SonarQube, sir.
What kind of report you get in the SonarQube?
We'll get a code coverage report and a quality gates. What how the it will test the it will test the application code.
It tests the application code.
First, we have to it will generate some code coverage. What is the first it will check the it will do the test cases first. It will check, after that we will get a code coverage report for that.
Any idea what kind of issues SonarQube reports? Any one or two top findings that you have seen?
We get uh, so we can get I forget that one. It will give it will give some in the sonar cube console. We get some plus and minus sign. Is there? I forget that one.
No worries. That's fine. So it generates some reports, goes
Mm-hmm.
scans the source code and generate
It
some
will
report.
display some of the quality gates code coverage. It will some of the it will display.
Okay, cool. No worries. I think that's pretty much I wanted to discuss.
Mm-hmm.
I made some notes based on your skill set.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any questions before we close this?
Yes, what are the roles and responsibility of this role?
It's pretty much the same that we discussed that you are handling. It's building the application, securing the
Mm-hmm.
application, deploying them.
Mm-hmm.
It could be some other cloud environment, multi-cloud environment. It's pretty much depending
Mm-hmm.
upon which customer you work with. So
Okay.
it will be a unique sort of environment. But the activities, roles, responsibilities are pretty much same.
Okay. Okay.
All right then. Uh,
Okay.
Thank you so much for taking time and attending the interview. Thanks. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.